The sun and moon in Leo. All right, so every month I do this at the new moon, and the beginning of the lunation is the start point for the next cycle. The word moon comes from month, and astrology is based on having 12 signs. What you do is you take the solar year is 3 lunations, 3 moons, 3 months each segment, and so we're in high summer now. The new moon in Leo is a time of fun and games and creativity and everything that we think of with summer. Now I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more, as well as other aspects such as what's going on with Mercury and Uranus and the nodes and all that, and then we'll talk about the full moon as well. So every month has a lunar cycle where it starts at the new moon, goes to the full moon, and the full moon is the time of maximum expression, pretty much through polarity. So the 12-month year is based on the solar year and the months, as I mentioned, and each month is different with the locality. This here where I live, it's the Central Oregon coast, which is just absolutely the best place to be right now with all the heat, and my heart goes out to all the people, because this is the time of maximum sun. And meanwhile, probably a lot of you, when you hear this, you're going to be, yeah, I wish I had a little bit less of this maximum sun. And every month of the summer or of any season brings forth a certain theme. Like they'll talk about the harvest moon or the hunter's moon or whatever. Well, here in Deadwood, we call this the zucchini moon, and there's an old saying that watch out, you have to lock your car right now because of reverse vandalism, where if you leave your car open, you're likely to find baseball bat-sized zucchinis in the passenger seat when you try to go home. So this is the zucchini moon here. We're really enjoying that, and as I mentioned, I hope that all of you out there are not being too hot and you're finding your respite, because this is the time of maximum sun. It's not the time of maximum light. I'm off-grid. The time of maximum light is when the sun is in Gemini and Cancer, and now we've moved into Leo. So what's Leo about? Well, Leo's a fire sign. It's a fixed fire sign, and the theme is about creativity. It's about joy. It's about the childlike state, fun and games, and it's important to make a place in your heart for that, the reverie of this time, and yet it's a time of maximum drama. So this is a time when people tend to have summer romances. They fall in love, or they have things come to a head, and they come to a head through our own creativity, our own interaction, and so forth. If we don't take advantage of the sun right now, of the sunlight, the maximum joy of summer, then it becomes harder when we go into Virgo and Libra and into the fall months and all that. But Leo is a time to find your inner child, to find your inner joy, and to really express that. So this year, sun and moon in Leo, right about now, and then the sun and moon are in conjunction with asteroid Ceres. And we don't talk about Ceres very much. It's the largest of the asteroids, and represents productivity and nurturing and the growth cycle that's going on. So sun and moon conjunct Ceres is a good sign for growing things, for the garden, but also for our own creativity and being nurtured through that. Sun and moon in Leo maximum joy, but also maximum drama. Is very possible right now, and this has a lot to do with our own personal maps. On the bright side, Sun and Moon in Leo, well, it's in trine, very favorable with Jupiter. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Many of us have been sequestered. We've had a lot of COVID going around, and kind of a little bit of caution having to do with our activities and all that. But what I would say is this is the time, be safe, but this is the time to find activities, whether it be group activities or you and your sweetie or just you, paddling down a river, that it's very important to find the joy and find the creativity right now. Jupiter maximizes that. Jupiter in Aries is about the question of who am I and where am I going with this now? What is my personal truth? What is my personal reflection with that? And how can I take advantage of these opportunities? Jupiter is said to be what they call the greater benefit. And when people say, and that's benefic with a C, when people say, count on your lucky stars or whatever, well, Jupiter is about good luck, good fortune. And Jupiter's all about abundance as well. This is abundance through the self, abundance through full expression, and everything that summer means here. In the pagan year, we're coming right up to Lunasa, and Lunasa, also known as Lammas, is the time of the first harvest, but it's also the time when Lu, the sun god, gets sacrificed. So there's some sacrifice and some redoing that's going on right now, and that's really exemplified by the other really, really strong aspect right now, which is Mercury is in Leo as well, but not really conjunct the sun right now, and then in square with that, in a more stressful position, is Uranus and Mars, and in the next few days, peaking out around August 1st, Mars and Uranus and the North Node in square with Mercury. So what does that mean? Well, Mercury is about communication, ideas, information, sharing our thoughts and communicating them, and all about the mind and all that. And it's full speed ahead. Mercury is only in Leo for a few weeks, zipping right along, no retrograde, and then the planet Uranus is said to be a higher octave of Mercury. Uranus rolls on the side, spins backwards, and Uranus has to do with everything that's contradictory, everything that's unforeseen, unpredictable. Mars is also in Taurus, and Mars gives a definite determination to spirit. So Mars is yang energy, motivation, drive, chutzpah, and Mars conjunct Uranus is very powerful for moving a lot of energy. So it's not a stuck place right now. That's really clear. It's like full speed ahead, and we're moving into new places and surprising new places. But the catch with Uranian energy is nothing goes as planned. So the best laid plans of mice and cats and people have different results right now than what's expected. So we're seeing a lot of challenges with the political scene. We're seeing a lot of challenges with the weather. We're seeing challenges, social challenges, and challenges in a lot of ways, shapes, and forms. And this isn't just because of this, these days of Mercury square Uranus and Mars and all that. Of course, it's about a bigger spectrum. Uranus has been in Taurus for a couple of years now, since about 2019. And that's very telling because it had a very big influence on the last election, and also the Supreme Court, and everything we can glom in there politically. But Uranus and Taurus is not a comfortable place for it, because it means that there's a determination, like whatever your personal determination is, the results of that are not logical. So that's a thing to throw into the mix. It's a time of creativity. It's a time of really magic, summer magic. But as far as like the results, it is not a time when 2 plus 2 equals 4. And with Mars conjunct Uranus, we can expect results that are going to move us in new and unexpected directions. And best to be flexible, because Mars, Uranus, the North Node, the South Node, and Mercury are all in fixed signs. So watch out for mental blocks, for wanting to prove you're right, for expecting other people to act in different ways than you'd like them to. This is not a time to be in control. This is a time to jam with the aspects and to use our creativity to make new solutions. So it can be really exciting that way, because we're moving into a new place. And we have that great potential, very unstuck energy. But on the other hand, watch out where we shoot those arrows. Watch out where we point, watch out where we point our energy, because it's really loaded right now. Mars square, this Mars-Uranus thing in square with Mercury can denote communication breakdowns, and can be a hard time for the heartfelt communications, because the challenge with that is the expectation that each of us has may not match how the energy goes. So if you're comfortable with being flexible and with finding the amusement and the joy in the moment, it's going to be really good. But if you're have a very determined spirit, there can be a lot of challenges. So people have been contacting me too, and they've been particularly since the lunar eclipse in May, and they've been saying, when's it going to get better? And I really feel that we're in what I call the dark node time until at least about Thanksgiving time in the fall, because Uranus, sorry, not Uranus, the South Node is in Scorpio, and a lot of the murky undercurrents are coming to light. Because when we think about Mercury is actually forming a T-square with the karma and dharma of now. So there's a lot of dramatic outcomes to creativity and choices that we've made in the past that are coming into fruition right now. Everybody's map is totally different, and it's important to tune into your own map, your own nature, because there's a lot of variety in what's going on now. Venus is in Cancer. Venus in Cancer is very beautiful for heart opening and for romance and just the joy of that. So those of you who are experiencing new love, there's really explore that, really. And those of you who are working with children, there's just a lot right now that can be really helpful. And the horoscope, though, is very personal, and each person's opportunities and outcomes are different according to their map. This is why, rather than, these general talks are really good for saying, okay, here's the general energy right now. But on the other hand, getting a personal reading, you can really hone into, your own map of what's going on right now and what that means for you. Because, a Leo or a Scorpio or a Taurus right now are going to have a very different map, really, a very different focal point on your individual map. So this is a time of new beginnings, and it's a time of like inspiration, a time of really maxing out. So what do you want to do with that this month? How do you want to create? How do you want to co-create with others? What is the thing that's going to infuse you with joy so that you are feeling the sun energy when it's also winter? And this is part of the essay question right now. So I encourage you all to explore that. But a personal reading will will give you, a lot of clues to your own layers and all that. It's a different reading if you're in the country like I am than in the city. If you're finding new love rather than going to the next level with your existing person, or just pining for that, that experience. Because this is the time when you want to store your solar energy for the future. And that's very significant. It's not just experiencing it, but it's sort of like, what is your takeaway? What is the thing that is going to most heat you up during the cold times? And this is hard to imagine right now because most of you are experiencing a heat wave, and it's kind of a little bit too much of the ozone hole, a little bit too much of the climate change being proven with the more severe weathers and so forth like that. So what do we do with this energy? Well, we create, we co-create, we find strength with the possibilities of what we can imagine now. There's also, as we move into August, first we have the beginning of August, the aspect maxes out of Mars conjunct Uranus conjunct North Node being right direction, Dharma, and all that. And the right direction is actually to be aware of what motivates us, what inspires us. And this is not a time, I'm telling you, fun and games, but this is also a time of maximum activity and maximum inspiration, and that's always in the moment. So recognize those moments of creativity and take a picture of it, or fill your soul with it, or write a song, or have a deeper experience with it. It's not a great time for ironing out your communications, but Venus in Cancer allows the heart to be open, and it's a really sweet aspect as well. As we move into the middle of the lunar month, so August 11th through 14th, the moon will be in conjunction with Saturn, and that's going to be a shift point for us, and that's going to be a time when we can perhaps take a little stock of where we want to project this energy and what goals we want to have. For the next couple of weeks, play with the energy. Very much play with the energy. Pluto's still retrograde in Capricorn, which is transformation of business, of culture, of society, of the law, of politics, that it's still being reshuffled. Neptune in Pisces is about tuning in with our dreams and our dreaming. And so, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of diversity in the chart right now, and your own map is going to tell you what the focal points are. Welcome to the future, and welcome to this very creative time.